Ramblin Man here. Let's talk about the Ukraine and Russia, because really what's going on right now with Russia and Ukraine is just a, how do you put that? Just a, what they're doing is it's just a decoy. It's just noise, because it's to take away from everything else that's going wrong with the Biden administration. If they can take your mind off the fact that we have inflation through the roof, that they talk about unemployment. Now, let me tell you about unemployment. How are they getting these numbers? They're talking about unemployment is down. Well, people aren't claiming for unemployment, so that's how they're keeping up with this, right? So when they're not claiming unemployment though, because they're just not willing to work. People are not going through and getting their unemployment because they went past the 6 months, 9 months, whatever the extension got, and they still don't want to work. So now they're either working under the table or they're not working at all. And I'm telling you, with all the COVID stuff that's going on right now, or this Omicron, people are just getting it and having to be out from work, and then people use it as an excuse not to work. And you just have more and more people, it seems like, that don't want to work. Because if all you have to do is go outside, venture outside just for a moment and check out restaurants. Sorry for the slow service. Please excuse us. We're low staffed. It's everywhere. No matter what store you're at, you have cream of the crop. You have people that are like, you go through, and I used to go through and you order food. You order food somewhere and then say like, oh yeah, how can I help you? What else can I get for you? Now, the same restaurant, you'll go through and the same person will be like, what else? What else? Is that all? What else? Okay, your total, I'll have for you the window. It's the lack of customer services is appalling, because the thing is, you have less and less people to choose from. Used to, people come in for interviews and they would just do the best that they could, and they're putting their best foot forward, and you have to choose from 3 or 4 different people who you want to hire. Nowadays, people aren't even going for interviews. People are scheduling interviews, not showing up. It's just no one wants to work. And so all this stuff about, there's less and less unemployment, because you can only claim unemployment for so long, but it doesn't mean people are getting jobs back. Some of the jobs that are coming back are just jobs that were lost during the pandemic. So it's not really they've created new jobs, but that's what they're going to push. So on that aspect of it, yes, the economy is doing better, okay? Better. But inflation, like I said, it is up. If you have gone to the grocery store lately, you can get 10 items where used to you could get 20. It's ridiculous, the amount of money it costs to get groceries in the house. And for those people that were already living paycheck to paycheck, I cannot imagine what that must be like right now, because people are just floundering. I mean, if you don't think that we're going to see an increase in homeless or people being evicted, things like that, you're crazy. Because what's going to happen is people are going to have to choose between feeding themselves or housing themselves. And when it comes down to it, food is more important. They're going to have people's credit is going to be bottomed out, because the fact that people are going to have to choose to put a roof over the head and food on the table rather than pay for furniture or whatever electronics they have on credit. It's just one of those things. It's just going to happen. We're in a bad place right now, and Biden doesn't want to look bad. So what he's done is, instead of working on the fact that, hey, we have issues at the border, he left people in Afghanistan, he has inflation's going on, COVID is out of control, and people have lost confidence in his ability. Not just his cognitive issues, but and not a cognitive issue, but just feeling that he's incompetent. When you only have 33% of independents approve of you, when you used to have 62%, and you have 76% of Democrats approve of you when it was 95% last March, and you have the Republicans are down in the single digits. So when you look at it as an overall approval rating, you're about 41% on a good day, I mean, you can see why you want any distraction you can get. And that's where Russia and the Ukraine come into play. Because here's the thing, we're not going to war with Russia. If you think we're going to war with Russia, you're sadly mistaken. I'm telling you right now, there's no way we're going to war with Russia. But I will tell you this, maybe we'll have another Cold War or something. But I mean, beyond that, what's happened is you have the Ukraine, which Russia is concerned that they will become part of NATO. And so they're trying to put on there, we don't want them to become part of NATO, because you don't want NATO that close. They don't want them on that border. So they're willing to invade the Ukraine, take over the Ukraine to keep them from going on to NATO. Well, here's the thing. NATO doesn't want the Ukraine because the Ukraine is corrupt. Their government is corrupt and things. NATO doesn't want them. So despite that, though, because Biden has said, yes, we're going to try to get them in NATO, the Biden administration has caused a lot of this, okay? Let's just be honest. They caused a lot of this. And if NATO would just stop and say, look, NATO doesn't want the Ukraine, it could have been fixed with Russia. Like, look, we're not bringing Ukraine into NATO, then we wouldn't have to worry about it. But what we've done is we've escalated this. And a lot of this is, let's just focus on Russia. Maybe people won't notice that our whole country is in disarray. Well, trust me, we still notice. Now we just think they're idiots for pushing this whole Russia thing. Because Russia is just going to take over the Ukraine to keep them from going to NATO, which NATO doesn't want the Ukraine anyway, because they're corrupt. So you see how this is just a non-issue? So why is the U.S. even involved in this? And some people will say, well, because we're trying to keep look, you don't have to worry about democracy and stuff. Us falling into place whenever the Ukraine has issues because Russia is threatening to invade, we have no part in this. We have no skin in this game. None whatsoever. So we should have talks, tell them what we plan on doing, stand by that, and if they invade, look, here's the thing. Why would we go send our troops to die for a country that it's just going to be like Afghanistan all again? Because you know you're not going to plan on being there forever. We're not going to plan on being there forever. So why get ourselves into any kind of situation that we know we don't need to be a part of? That's my opinion. Having served in the military, having just watched what's going on, that is my opinion. You can do your research and please tell me why I am wrong. But like I said, we're not going to war with Russia. We really shouldn't even be involved with this whole Ukraine issue. But like I said, that's just my opinion. Please let me know what you think. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Make sure you share, comment, and like. Y'all have a great day. Ramblin' out.